Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today it's the 18th of July. It's 2026, 33 minutes past 7 evening here in the United Kingdom, back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 in the CSS 737-400. Now, the last time I flew a 737-400 was about 20 years ago in Microsoft Flight Sim 2004, or an FSX. So that's been that long since we've flown this variant. So CSS released the extension to their 500 with this 300 and 400 version. They actually very kindly sent it out to me, and they've updated the aircraft since we last flew it as well. Now, I've been looking at what they're planning. They're going to be coming up with another update soon, which improves the sounds, because the sounds on this aircraft they're all right. There's worse out there, but they could have done a lot better. But there's an update coming to fix that, which is good. And I ran a little test sector today on the first flight. We're actually going to do 2 sectors today because I'm on annual leave at the moment. And yeah, it was okay. I had a few little quirks here and there, but we should be fine today. Anyway, we're flying as Alpaca Airways. We've leased out an all-white liveried 737-400 with 150 seats. So we've got a full load of passengers on Sector 1. We are currently in Denver, one of the largest international airports by area in the world. It's absolutely massive, this airport. We're going to be doing our first sector to Jackson Hole, an airport we have visited before. The reason we're coming up here, Microsoft actually released their most recent sim update, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And this airport's actually had some improvements by Gaia simulation. So that flight's going to take about an hour and 5 minutes, and then we're going to continue in the same direction, northwest on the second sector, towards Seattle, where after 2200 Zulu, 11 o'clock British Summer Time, there is a VATSIM event, so we should have some ATC on the last sector. But there we are, we're in a real-world aircraft. This is 9 Hotel Romeo uniform November. It's all white. That way it suits the Alpaca Airways really well, because there isn't any Alpaca Airways livery. It looks like we're not going anywhere though, because the catering truck has smashed our right wingtip. But there we are. The external model looks very, very nice indeed. This is the Flight Beam Studios scenery for Denver as well. Completely cold and dark. We've spilt some fuel or something on the apron. I don't know. It looks a bit wet. I think it's been ready here. It looks really, really nice. Anyway, it looks like the doors are already open as well. Who have we got here in chat today? We have Simbear, hope you're doing well. Tim Waters, good day to you. Flying Walnut, hope you're doing well as well. Loads of members in. Greg Scott, Malk51, good evening to you. Peter G Man, evening. Saw your comment earlier as well regarding the bindings. Yeah, that was an X-Plane binding issue. Shouldn't be any issues today. I just double check my bindings for the CSS 737-400. Now, annoyingly, I've got obviously yoke cam all set up here. I have the MCP cam, but there isn't a proper profile for it. Well, there is, but unfortunately none of the windows open up. The buttons all work and the dials work, and it updates the MCP, but it's not supported by SimApp Pro. But Moby Flight, someone had made a profile and just said due to a issue with the add-on, they can't get the digits to work. So I will be using the MCP today in the background. Who else have we got here? I haven't said hello to as well. Edo, hope you're doing well. 2 tons of load, good day to you. Loads of evenings here. Stephen Jackson, evening all. Flying Water, are you finding the CSS at 10 FPS heavy one on the ground? Yeah, this aircraft, I don't know if it needs better optimization, but yeah, compared to all the other add-ons I've flown, it's the most FPS unfriendly, I'd say. So yeah, I'm definitely 30-40 FPS less than I get with the PMDG 737 or something like that. I'm getting, obviously I've got a good PC, so I'm getting about 60-50 FPS, whereas I was getting 120 with the other add-ons. But yeah, I've capped it to 60. It's fine for my build. If you've got a lower spec build, you might have to carefully consider turning down your settings if you wanted this aircraft. Anyway, before we jump in, I'll show you a little bit about where we are. What's the state of Denver? Is it Colorado? I think we're in Colorado here. Beautiful routing. Going to Wyoming into Jacksonville. It's a really nice approach. We might actually have to do a non-precision approach today. This aircraft doesn't have GPS, so we won't be able to do an RMP. Hopefully we'll have a conventional navigational approach available on the other runway. And then once we're there, we'll have a break, and then from Jackson Hole we're going to continue to Seattle. We've got the scenery from MK Studios installed there, and we've got a VATSIM event there. So yeah, it's good fun flight, crossing pretty much over a third of the United States of America today, so it's going to be probably about 3.5-4 hour stream. But I've taken an energy, well, I say an energy drink, I've had a cup of tea. I'm looking forward to doing a little bit of a later night stream this evening, as I enjoy my annual leave. Anyway, here we are. Aircraft's completely cold and dark. I am on the VATSIM network. I've not done anything prior to the start of the stream to help me with the setup, but yeah, when did we last fly this? No, I think it was about 5 or 6 months ago, back in the sort of spring spring. We flew from East Midlands to Dresden. Yeah, I think we got the Dresden scenery from the developer, but yeah, we've not flown it since. But yeah, it's looking good. TechLongCat, no GPS. Now we're talking. Do you have GPS fitted to your classics? And TechLongCat, everyone in chat, is a current classic driver, so he'll be here to let me over the differences between the NG and Max, which I'll definitely need some help with today. Anyway, let's go up here to the overhead panel. Battery on. GPU's on the bus, electric hydraulics I'll pop on as well. Landing gear lever is down. We have 1, 2, 3, and they didn't bother fitting additional 3 green lights on the classic, I see. So we've got the green lights here. We'll check the aircraft documentation. I've got a virtual cabin first officer, cabin crew and first officer, so you can see they've already turned up their displays. I don't think we had that last time. Now, I updated this before the start of the stream. Definitely in Navigraph. I'll double check it in a second. But anyway, I like that. The FO's turned all his lights up. Right, let's do the safety inspection then. So squibs, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, and fault tape setting up, and then hopefully we've had master caution overheat detect there. Fire test coming up. Fire warning lights, overheat wheel well. Yes, definitely a bit tinny, the audio, isn't it? Greg Scott, only a mere 18 months as a member. Thank you very much for your support. Evening, 6.5 years. Doesn't feel that long ago when I joined. I don't know where that time's gone, buddy. It's 6.5. I mean, my daughter will be in 6.5 years' time, nearly 8. It's unbelievable where the time goes. Thanks for your support for that entire period of time. Really appreciate it, and I hope you're doing very well this evening. Right, TechLong, one of our classics has it, the others are all without. So you are not familiar with RMP approaches either. Right then, we'll work it out together. Emergency exit lights are armed. Push the attend button to test it. Let's check our Simbury flight plan. So here's our latest one, Alpaca 1807. You can see I was practicing lots of. I was just double checking the profiles and matching the reg and checking the Simbrief profiles out. So I found one that should be okay. The fuel burn seems to be off slightly, but I've used the CSS profile nonetheless. But here it is, 6377 is the minimum block fuel. Checking out the weather then, so here in Denver, I think it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, absolutely no issues at all. Jackson Hole, where we're going to later, we've got right now 2504 knots, clear skies. American formatted TAFs, yeah, look, really nice, skies clear. So look, we'll take standard block fuel today, which is 6377. We'll take 6.5 tons. So what I'm going to do here is go home, ground ops, load, and it should sync up with Simbrief. There we are. So if I just click this to go to 6.5, it's got 150 passengers, which is fully loaded, and cargo 750. And I'm just going to simply press instant and start. Boom, there you go, look at it hunker down onto its gear. So we're not quite fully loaded apparently. I thought we were, but anyway, we can't be fully loaded on sector 2, I know that for a fact, because we won't get out of Jackson Hole. The elevation is 6,500 feet with a short runway. It's very tight on performance, but you can see here, look, the zero fuel weight 50.5 matches what we have loaded here. Regardless, I'll use GSX. It doesn't have sort of GSX integration per se, but you can still do the boarding and whatnot. Who should we have? Let's go with. God, how many do you need handling agents here? Let's go with ASIG. Okay, there we are. Airbridge is being connected, and we'll start the boarding process. Oh my god, YouTube has actually corrected my meta request to meter naughty. Right, pre-fueling's done, so seatbelt sign on. I need to open the doors, otherwise it won't start the GPU. Start the loading process. So open the cargo doors. You get this really stupid clicking sound. Look, when you open and close it. Wait, not a fan of that. Anyway, that's all configured and set. Flaps are up, which match the indicated position. Let's just sort my lighting out. I don't know if there's an ability to hide the yoke. It'd be quite nice if you could, because at the moment it's sort of
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
in the way. And I'll turn up my lighting and panel lighting here as well. Oops. There we are. Panel lighting up. Displays. The PFD ND is all turned up. Oh no, where's my ND display? Map. I think it's this one here. Perfect. So lighting's turned up.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Just double check my bindings are all okay. I just want to unplug and plug the thrust lever. because sometimes it causes issues. There we are. Yeah, seems to be all okay. Yeah, one thing, and disappointingly, look, the FPS of the controls, look, if I move the yoke, look, it's really a bit laggy. The PMDG was like this when it was released in Microsoft Flight Sim, and they fixed it based off feedback, but you can see it's a bit stuttery compared to my movements. Same with all the primary flight controls. Right, that's all configured and set. Gear extension door not modelled, unfortunately. Circuit breakers are all in, also not modelled. Pop the trim air on, let's do our stall warning test. Yeah, can't click on the yoke to hide it. I don't think so with the CSS. Oh, you can click on the base to show and rise. Okay, I'll have a look at that in a second. RS to nav.
Hello.
Hello. And panels in. I've got my jacket off. And we've started the boarding process. There we are. There's our Alpaca Airways cabin crew in the back there. Wonderful. So you can click the base to lower it and hide it. I don't think you can with the CSS. With the PMDG, yes. The CSS, you can. Haha, there it is. Perfect. Well, we'll keep it down there for now. Perfect. Right, don't forget your crew oxygen valve on the FO side between the CB panel and the window. Is that modelled? That sounds classic. Or do I just have a... No, it doesn't seem to be working. Where we're looking, don't forget your correction valve on the FO's. Oh, the FO's side. Oh, gosh. Is that it here? Oh, is that on? Oh, crikey, that's classic. Well, I'm glad they got rid of that, the NG. Alright, safety inspection complete. Right, we'll see what the situation is. That's the other FO side, Captain. I didn't read FO properly. Right, what's the ATC situation then? We have Denver ATIS online, so that makes me think that there's an area controller that's perhaps covering this area. Oh, there is, look. So, oh, there's actually approach online, so we can contact the approach controller later. Denver approach 126550.
Good afternoon.
So hopefully, yeah, I've got that tuned via X-Pilot, so that's good. We'll get our clearance and whatnot later on once we've got the aircraft set up. Just turning up the volume mixer here for V-Pilot, bear with me. Perfect. Right then, that's done, that's done. Altimeters are set. I'm just getting the weather directly from Navigraph here. So altimeter is 3021, so I can press the magic B button. There we are, 3021 set on the standby altimeter. 1007, goodness knows what runway they'll give me for departure. I think Simbrief planned... it's planning runway 07, but we'll see what they give us today. 07, that's a trek. I think they're also using 17 left. Try the Fly JSim 732. Yeah, it's a go solar, please. Literally 2 days ago. Check out my live streams. Did 2 sectors. Right, load up the FMC then. So, there's no GPS, so we'll firstly tell the aircraft where we are. Denver. I think this is the correct stand. I wouldn't usually put this in case the aircraft had been towed. But I think it works greatly here. Now, if I go KDEN and then type in KJAC, it will sync with Simbrief if you put it in the company routes. There we are, just give it a second. There we go. Flight number, Alpaca 1807. The originality of that is because it's the date, not an American format, an European format. Departures. I'm guessing 17 left, but it will be, however you pronounce it, a DARF. DARF? Any pronunciation from a Denver expert would like to let me know? Be appreciated. Right, that's connected. Very short flight, not many waypoints, and then later on we'll plan for the ILS Zulu. Not via any of those transitions. I think it's just direct to Wormwood. We'll have a quick look on Simbrief. Yeah, so... Oh no, where are we going there? Delta November Whiskey, then that says... I want to go to Zibiv. Just select some sort of transition here. There we are, Zibiv transition, execute. Perfect, that's connected then. Wonderful. Alright, lateral routing's in. Let's do the performance. So, again, just making sure it matches the tablet. We're going here to home. Ground ops load 0 fuel at 50.6. Yeah, our alternate on our operational flight plan today is Papa India Hotel, wherever that is. We'll go there, 2.7 tons. Cost index 30. Cruise level filed at 340.
Hello.
Hello. Top of climb wind is 000 at 10.
Hello.
Top of climb ISA is 13. Okay, takeoff. Long cat. Can you? I think in this variant, I've only got the 22k variant we're flying today. Is there no ability to reduce the D rate, or can you only take an assumed temperature? That's my question. What's the temperature here? It's quite toasty. Just having a look here at the weather. It is 29 degrees. Right. Another little thing with this. Okay. Has a performance calculator, great, and there's no ability to sync it with the live weather, so you have to type it in manually, which is a real pain in the proverbial backside. So, I mean, I need to really get my clearance, but I'll base it off 17 left. Flat 5, anti-ice off, bleeds on, MEL none, engines I think I've only got the 22k, wind direction, I mean, there is on ours. There is an older version of the FMC software. I think. Okay, I think it's fixed. So yeah, look, I've got to manually put in the direction. Just can't even type it. 100 at 7. Wrong condition dry. Temperature. Yeah, it's just a bit fiddly. 29. QNH converted from inches of mercury is 1023. Alright, and then you put the actual takeoff weight in here. So the actual takeoff weight is hold on. I hope it saves it. Yeah, thankfully it does. Gross weight 57.1. We use 57.1 for takeoff then. And it takes ages. You can hold it down, but surely there'd be an ability to sync that. There we are. Okay, so that's showing an assumed temperature of 29 degrees. V speeds are as follows. There we are. 29, 36, 39, 45. So 29 degrees. 36, 39, 45. And 145. 145. Don't forget to set that on the MCP. Alright, cool. And then as a sort of double check, what I can do is check that against the SimBrief performance calculator. Maximum runway weight exceeded. What, in Denver? 56.4, 54.9 maximum. What have I done? What? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Surely that's not right. Was a 3,700 meter runway and a 737-400 con takeoff? Optum, please off. Still can't do it. Look. All right. Well, I mean, I know the elevation's high and the density altitude is going to be quite high today with the temperature, but 400 on a 4,000 meter runway nearly. Headwind 1 knot. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, that's saying no, and the default one is taking. Right, we'll try it. I don't believe that. I've never seen the SimBrief takeoff performance calculator. Sort of never really be happy. Flat 40 takeoff. 400 is a bigger runway hog than the 800. Yeah, I mean, less thrust from the engines produced 22k, but still, fixed 22k is a very common thrust setting, and the aircraft's about 15 tons heavier, well, 10 tons heavier, you know. I don't know. Right, regardless, we'll try it. Fuel dampers on. Fuel, full pumps. Well, that was not going to be happy in Jackson Hole. It's about half the runway length. Is the 400 really a dog? Well, it was nice knowing you all. You can disembark the aircraft if you wish. Might have to do a bleeds off takeoff later now, Jackson Hole. Only one pack in auto because AP doesn't like it, does it? That's all set. So 34,000 feet, 6450 elevation, cabin altitude 34,000 feet, 6,800. There we are, 6,800. Okay, that's all configured and set. And flight directors on. I'm going to request 17 left for departure anyway, because it is in use in real life. Runway QDM then for 17 left. 173. I'm just going to set the heading and courses to 173. It'll be fine. 173. Let's do the courses. For me, the courses, if you're not using LNAV departure, it's more an OCD thing. Who likes it set to 000? Right, that's set. It is initial stop altitude of 10,000. Brake RTO. Weather radar. Stick with tilt. Now tilt to 5. Weather turbulence on. Yeah. Well, how do I check the latest air rack actually? Right. Air rack. Oh no! So I need to. Oh, this is going to probably clear the route, isn't it? As soon as I put this in, watch. The active one is the one that probably comes with the aircraft, but the secondary one I need to line select key up. It's going to probably delete the route, but we need to do it. Oh no, it hasn't. I'm quite surprised it's kept the route in. We now have the latest air rack installed. Nav aids will leave the transponder to 2000 standby, minimums, all that all set. Train, VHF1, turn up volume. There we are. Sorry, Simbrief is still up. Run ahead on trim with then check. Perfect. Okay, we'll crank up the APU. We'll grab our clearance. That was lucky, I know. SimSmith, the developer, is called CSS. Oh gosh, I've completely forgot what it stands for. Everyone calls it the CSS 737. It stands for the. I can't even find it on their own website. It doesn't even come up on their own web. Commercial Sim Simulations, I think. Yeah, they're in quite a new. What did they make in the aircraft in a previous version of Microsoft Flight Simulator? I'm not sure. Wind the radials. Oh, radouts to -20 unless you're doing a Cat 2, Cat 3. Roger. Good to know. Now, my next question is for baro minimums on a approach Technon Cat. Do you just use the orange needle here? And then I don't know if the aircraft will respond to that. But surprised if some of those routes aren't incorrect given the length of time between two AirAC databases. I know, but thankfully it's quite a short route. It was only 3 waypoints, but it seems happy. Hasn't spat it out. It's all in. Time will tell when we take off. Right, let's grab our clearance and get ready for pushback. So we have approach online. The ATIS I copied by text. It was information. November. Okay. Pen and paper, Sap. Be organised. Engage brain before mouth. Are you doing a full thrust takeoff as a result of the performance thing? No. I'm using a reduced thrust. I'm quite confident we'll be alright. Don't timestamp that and then 20 minutes later on take off and see what happens. Oh dear. No, hold on. I need to reconfigure my push to talk button. Hold on, guys. This is sometimes really annoying. There we are, perfect. Bravo 25, I think the stand is. I need to listen carefully because it's going to be some strange clearance. Hold on, I can hear my voice. Oh no, it's my phone's playing a live stream from yesterday. Unbelievable. I'm quite confident, says the captain. I'll be fine. Denver approach. Hello, it's Alpaca 1807, stand Bravo 52, information November. Altimeter is 3021, clearance to Jackson Hole, please.
Pack 1807 Denver departure, hello, are you able to accept an R9 departure, sir?
Negative, unable GPS or RP, so we can have vectors towards, I can't pronounce it in America, but Dorf?
Alpaca 1807, it's on request. Let me throw let me see it. Let me throw you on non-RNAV. Give me 1 moment.
Standing by. I completely forgot actually, this is an RNAV SID. Can't technically do it. GNSS required. And SimBrief has spat it out as one. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oops. What conventional SIDs do we have? Can't they just give me one of these Denver 3 departures? Vectors towards a longer runway, please. Sampatiri, dear out of the air. None of these actually go towards where I want to go. Just give me a Denver 3 with vectors. That'll be fine. He's on the phone to his senior controller. There can't be many non-RMP aircraft flying around. Actually, we've got to think about that on the second sector. The aircraft would only update its position using DME then on IRS.
Alpaca 1807, will leave district cleared Jackson Hole, Darth, or Denver 3 departure radar vectors, Darth, as filed, maintain 10,000, expect flight level 3, 0010 minutes after departure. Departure this frequency, squawk 652 tree.
Cleared to Jackson Hole, Denver 3 departure, initial stop 10,000 feet, expect flight level 310 minutes after departure, squawk 6523, Alpaca 1807.
Alpaca 1807, read that correct, you can expect runway 8 for departure.
Runway 8, roger. Alpaca 1807. Right, that's all my performance out the window, but so be it. Runway 8, where are you? Okay, that's not too bad. Look, it's up there. Alright, so runway 8. We'll probably have the ability to take off from this runway. And now we need to change it to... actually, if it's Denver 3, it doesn't really matter. Because I'm going to go heading select. So I'll just leave that in now. Runway 8 QDM is 083.
Actually, Alpaca 1807, apologies. It's going to be radar vectors Yami as filed.
Radar vectors towards Yami, thanks Alpaca 1807. I'll find Yami in a second. America is big, man. They have so many runways and SIDs and space. 083. 083. Right. Yami. Got it. Perfect. I think that's fine. What I'm going to do is bring Yami to the top and put it there. There we are. We'll just go heading select. Perfect. Oh, there we are. It sort of worked out. It's happy. And that will be far more favourable with the performance. So let's switch this to runway 8. There we are. It's all in there. Just update the weight. Something like that. Okay, that's now showing the ship temperature still 29. More importantly, let's check SimBrief out, just make sure that's happy. Right, take off. Runway 8. Calculate. Still not had what? Runway 8. I've got like a headwind.
Denver approach southwest 3563 with you.
I can't. What? I'm stuck in Denver. Right. Bleeds off. Optimum thrust.
17 right,
7 knot tailwind on a 3,700 meter runway. Still can't take off. Right, okay. That's what bleeds off on everything. Our actual maximum runway weight exceeded. Right, okay. Well, we're going for this, and we should be fine. We should be fine. APU's on the bus. GPU disconnected. Let's tell GSX we're ready. Dear. Right. Get rid of that. Get rid of Chrome. Oh no, and that. I've got so many things open. Right, yeah, we this could be interesting. Right. SimBrief. Oh, not SimBrief. What is it called? GSX is doing its thing. Lots of people standing around not doing much. I told it to prepare for pushback and departure, didn't I? Interrupt pushback, no. What? Let's see what happens. Right, we're due out 3 minutes ago. Chop chop GSX. Gone from it. I'm quite confident we should be fine. Is that an improvement or not, Steve Jenkins? I'm not sure. Right, GSX isn't working. Or maybe I've got to shut the doors. For it to be happy.
Locking gear.
Yes. Sorry, Mom. Click, click. Okay. I don't think, to be fair, Peter, that GSX is to blame here. It's not fully modelled, or there's a profile for this. You have to sort of control the doors manually. Anyway, there's a nice little click spot here to set your speed. So I think it's left for takeoff. Right. Just going to reinsert the speeds again. Right, stand by, GSX. I'll come back to you. So I've set the speeds. You can get a bug card here now. So there's the bug card. This is a lovely feature. Oh yes, the trim, 3.1 units. Two turns had delays on a New York and sure if you'll be joining you on approach into Seattle. Do my best forward speed once in cruise. Amazing. Hope you're doing well in your new job as well. Right, which click spot is it for the speeds? One's for landing, one's for takeoff. But if I click, oh, there we are. Perfect. There, the V speed set. Okie dokie. Right. Denver? Do I request push and start? Oh, that's a nice controller. And for Alpaca 1807, we're ready for push and start. Is that own discretion here, or request clearance if not?
Alpaca 1807, the ramp is controlled. Squawk by Charlie, information Oscar is now current. The wind 10010 gust 16 on altimeter 3019.
Copied, Squawk by Charlie, altimeter 3019. Alpaca 1807. 3019. So when he's saying it's controlled, do I know?
Alpaca 1807, just confirm you're squawking 6523, 65C tree.
Stand by, sorry. 6523 Alpaca 1807. Oops. Alrighty.
Alpaca 1807, thanks. Push and start to prove, push straight back, stop the first line, call for taxi.
Push, start, approve, stop at the first time, we'll call for taxi. Alpaca 1807. Okay, where's my pushback? Continue pushback. Let's just do it on the map. I've got the map editor up here. I'm going to go straight back to the first line. Just having, as usual, lots of problems. No, I don't want to. Just bear with me in the background here. I'm having an absolute... No! Okay. Save.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, packs off, AP bleeds on, anti-collision lights on, parking brake released.
Commencing
A
push.
little click.
All engines clear. Start at will.
A pro pilot here, absolutely. Oh my gosh. What is going on out there? I think I'm descending, I'm climbing. I think that's just GSX doing its thing. Right, and the GPU is still available. Impressive. Starting the engine. Yeah, it's just not ideal using GSX with this aircraft. N2. Oil pressure. Someone's playing something back there. N1. 25%. Fuel on.
Approach Delta 8635.
No spar valve on this, is there? Right, engine starting.
Update 635 during departure information, Oscar, current push and stand alpha here as the first AP.
Yeah, there is a sound improvement coming. Alright, it's okay. It's satisfactory. I wouldn't say it's good. Okay, starter cuts out.
Please set parking brake.
Right, so on this you have to hold the brakes, hold this in position, and let
Unlocking
go.
gear.
Oh, what's happening to my thing? Is it slipping down? Why is that moving? That's starting one. Looks like the constant ads are back. They shouldn't be. Let me just... no, there shouldn't be any ads coming up. Oh, I think that's the cabin crew. Oh, I'm starting an engine though as well. I think it's very country dependent, Ronovsky, because you're the only person that seems to have it every 6 minutes. You're the only person that ever complains. Yeah, that's the
Tow
right
truck
post.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Shouldn't be any.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Great. Notes line down due to vibrations from the bonkos. Brilliant. Alright, sorry, I missed the starter valve open light extinguishing. Starter cut out. So we've got 2, 4, 6 through. Same as the other CFMs, there we are. Perfect. 1 and 2 stable. Let's do the before taxi flow. That's all set. Flaps to 5. Yeah, there's Ronovsky. There's plenty of people that I think maybe even where you're watching it should maybe controls it. Perfect. Flight controls. Where's my click spot here to bring them up again? There it is. Perfect. So yeah, it's a bit glitchy, but they do work. That's the most important thing. Right, flight controls check, recall, perfect. Checks complete. We then do the before taxi checklist. Alright, perfect. Let's request taxi to runway 8. Alpaca 1807, request taxi.
Alpaca 1807, runway 8, taxi via Bravo, Sierra, Mike.
Runway 8, taxi via Bravo, Sierra, and just confirm the last, sorry, Mike.
Affirmative.
Perfect, Bravo, Sierra, Mike, thank you. Alpaca 1807. Perfect. So, we're going to go Bravo, Sierra.
Delta 8645, runway 8, taxi via Alpha, Sierra,
And then
Mike.
onto Mike. All the way down. Just full length runway 8. Awesome. Parking brake released. And I don't know what line I need to be on here, but I'm already on Bravo Sierra, so I'll just make a sharp right turn here. Long cat, if you release the brake, does it just go off on its own? Like the Max, the NG doesn't. NG needs a bit of encouragement, but this is moving without any thrust. I hate these sounds from the taxiing. There we are. 50p's for tyres, Captain. Love that, James. Oh dear. Yeah, it does sound like a flat. I've had a flat before. It does sound like that. A bit more vibration as well. Yeah, they're not great. Just get rid of it. Perfect. Well, we'll get out onto the main taxiway on Mike, which is going to be the... look at the size of this airport. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Largest international airport by area, isn't it? Although the building one in Saudi Arabia is going to be absolutely humongous. Oh no, not in Saudi. Is it the one in the United Arab Emirates? It's going to be massive. Dandrani out. I think they've listened to that feedback and they are now working with, I think it's the same company that made the MD80 sounds in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, Immersive Audio. So they're making a free update for the audio, so it will improve, which it definitely needs.
3563 to to maintain 8000.
Okay, so left here would be Kilo.
3563.
Oh yeah, the Saudi one is larger now. This is the biggest by terms of area use, like practically. Hey, this looks like a desert. By the way, the approach today into Jackson Hole, absolutely stunning. It looks like we're flying into Mordor or something. Here's Lima. Big base for United by the looks of it. Second left for Mike. Alright, Alright, cool. So we are on to Mike. We'll now complete the before takeoff checklist. So config, there we are, checked. Flaps, we have 5 green lights. Stab trim, set for departure, 3.1 units set. Takeoff briefing, packs, auto, bleeds on, V-speed set for departure, 36, 39, 45 on the MCP. It's going to be a Denver what? So basically runway heading with vectors. I can't remember what the SID is called now. It's the standard SID. I haven't selected it on Navigraph. Hold on. It's a Denver 3 departure. That's it. So it's going to be radar vectors after departure towards our first waypoint, which I've already selected, of Yami, climbing to an altitude of 10,000 feet, which is only 4,700 feet above where we are now. We'll treat it as NADP2, so I'll book up at 6,300 feet. And expecting flight level 300 10 minutes after departure. It's reviewed. Imagine the cabin is secure.
Southwest 3563 turn, or flying 350.
350, what's going on?
Sir, you were never approved to turn inbound.
Uh-oh. Someone's getting told off. Ronowski, Denver's legit huge. They had an accident based on different localised weather across the airport. No way. Oh yeah, well apparently we're not going to take off today. We're going to run out of runway. For 4,000 metres.
Okay, Southwest 3563, doesn't matter at this point, flying 260 vectors to final.
260.
So 32
you need to be careful there, sir, because
32
I did
degrees.
give you a turn inbound.
Good wing tip movement. It's cool that of this like white livery. But yeah, if you look up this reg in real life, it's exactly what the aircraft looks like.
563.
And Southwest 3563, left hand 200, run the finals on Vera, put it your...
This would be a good overload airport.
10 miles.
Got the airport in sight. 1563.
I think the density altitude's really affecting us here, because you know, 30 degrees, 5,300 feet, with about 38% N1 each engine, and barely accelerating. Dan Drani, any interest on AI controllers like say intentions or Beyond ATC? I've tried Beyond ATC. Nah, that's sim for me. It's so much better. So much better. Actually, yeah, they do look cool. This taxiway goes off forever. Ready for departure. Now one thing unfortunately this add-on doesn't have is the ability when the autothrottle's engaged to disable...
Southwest 3573, you're right through the final flighting, 180, climb and maintain 10,000, I'm going to bring you back around.
Sounds like a mare. You don't have the ability, unfortunately it always matches the thrust levers on your physical
Southwest
thrust levers,
3563,
which is realistic,
180, climb and maintain
but the problem is when you're setting takeoff thrust with Toga, it jumps to whatever your physical
Southwest
thrust lever position is.
3563, radar contact lost.
Oh, I think he's logged off now. Poor guy, he's probably really struggling. Yeah, we're driving to the destination. Is this the M5? Oh dear. Longcat, can I see ground speed somehow? Is there any ground speed information? Or well, up here would be, won't it? Hold on, I have to bring this. Ah! Oh, 19 knots.
I'll pack 1807, let me look at the heading, give me one moment.
Roger, and approach your Roy 0 are ready for departure.
I'll pack 1807, flighting 0, or correction, 290, runway 8, clear takeoff.
We're heading 290 and runway 08, clear takeoff, outback at 180. So, 290, I assume that's going to be a left turn in the right direction, then we'll go from there. Alright, clear takeoff guys. So what I'll do, we're heading select departure, and then once we get to 500 feet I'll start heading. I actually should look at the Denver 3 departure. When can I start my turn? Fly side heading, climb and maintain 10,000. Okay, at what point I'll turn is probably 400 feet. Anyway, clear to enter the runway. Lights on. LNAV is selected at 400 feet if we're using it. LNAV. Yeah, gotta hold it down on this add-on. Transponder TARA. Good, so MCP set, transponder TARA. Strobe lights are on. Weather radar is also on. Checks complete. Alright, cool. Toads in chat for sector number 1. Jackson Hole, here we come. Timing. I think that's running. 40%. Come on, engine number 2. There we are. Stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. There we are. No idea what the M1 is, but there we are. It seems to stabilise there. Takeoff thrust set indications normal. It is slow acceleration.
80 knots.
Checked. Please forward pressure. Keep accelerating, please. God, it's slow.
V1.
Fine. Loads of runway.
Rotates.
Loads of runway. We're on about sim brief. Oh, slow rotation. Positive rate of climb.
Positive rates.
Gears up. Trim. It's way out of trim. My goodness me. There we are. Perfect. Right.
Back 1807 radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 230, proceed direct, Darth, the altitude leaving.
Climb flight level 230, passing 6,300 for flight level 230, now going left onto heading 290.
Pack 1807 roger, you can proceed direct, Darth.
I am. Direct Darth, thanks. Alpaca 1807. I'll just go on a heading at 290 for now.
Make angle, angle.
Yeah, 25 degrees maximum. We'll bug up as well. Flight director commands are nice and smooth, actually.
Delta 8635
I have to say, you know, that looking good. Yeah, my Google check.
10.16.
That's the guy landing in flipping.
Runway 8, clear for takeoff, RNF.
In oh, I forgot what it's called. Oh gosh, flap retractions. I've forgotten about flaps on. Oh, what's that airport in the Himalayas? Right, let's go towards Darth. Execute. Perfect, getting there. Flap retraction slow, come on. LNAV available. LNAV and 230. Workload high. Set VNAV. Yeah, one thing I really like about this add-on, it flies nicely. It's like climb thrust, yeah, climb thrust. It flies nicely. The flight director commands are nice and smooth, like with the real aircraft. It's not jumping or doing anything too balmy. Yeah. Right. The trim wheel is very... Yeah. Look, if you look at my control column, this is something that PMT had an issue a long time. Look at this, look. Full nose trim now, look. Pitch is way too slow. I mean, I'm going to set... Look. Just trimming there. It's barely pitching. Like the real, well, it can't be that different to the NG, surely. But the NG you do that, you'll be doing 6,000 feet per minute for the amount of trim. It's barely pitching the aircraft. Look, I'm moving the entire stabilizer. Don't forget. Yeah, there we are. Oh, that was a bit of a jerky autopilot. Command A. After takeoff checklist, we'll do the pre-cruise checks as well. So gear off. Water brake off. Star switches off. Above 10,000 feet, so I'll do all these checks as well. Air conditioning and pressurization 4.2. Descending? I guess the cabin altitude is meeting my present altitude. Look at how cool, oh, crikey. Diff pressure is really increasing. I'm guessing, yeah, I think it's descending the cabin to the pressurization schedule. I'm not sure if it'll do that in real life. Set, apparently.
Delta 8635, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 230.
A combination of the after takeoff and pre-cruise checks have been completed.
Passing 6,500, climb and maintain.
Oh!
Alpaca 1807, you're leaving Myers Space Denver offline, ready to service 78, frequency change first. Have a good one.
Thank you, over to 1 to decimal 8. Thank you for your ATC. Take care. Back 887. Alright, over to flight. Yeah, I was just testing you all guys, and unfortunately no one in chat spotted that I purposefully left it in ground. I'm really disappointed with your lack of attention and situation awareness. I always purposely leave switches to make sure you guys are paying attention. Now, thankfully, Dan Durrani spotted it first. Well done. we're not dead. It's fine. Look, the cabin altitude never exceeded 2,000 feet. So we're all alive. Now, here's my next query with this add-on. We talked about how this aircraft flies like a pig. I have a climb thrust here of just 86.0, which is way lower than what I'd expect with the CFM56. 86.0, we're quite heavy, the density altitude is high, but we're climbing at 3,200 feet per minute at 86% M1. That doesn't seem right. It seems like we have way too much performance. I mean, 86%. Yeah, recircs, yeah, they're usually left in automatic on the aircraft. Sure. It's very the latter. It's very much the latter of all comments. But yeah, I'm not convinced by this performance. It seems to be too much. I'm just going to disconnect the auto throttle for a second. If I set like 99%, yeah, look at. What? Why is the speed not changing? Hardly. Yeah, I don't know. What if I'm wrong? Engaged. ARM. I think that's a classic thing, yeah, M1. In the NG and the Max, it automatically engages in M1. Yeah, my gut thinks the performance is off. Yeah, me too. I'm not convinced that this. Look at this climb M1 it's going for is really low as well. Yeah, look, 92. Oh no, oh sorry, no, I'm looking. Continues. 86.
November 40,
which is what it's setting.
Mike Romeo, Denver departure. Hello. If you are in the air, you're not high enough to even be picked up on my scope right now, so I can't give you a clearance because I can't find you.
I was going to have some AT for departure. Yeah, Roddo's got, you just rated on the Classic, have you ever flown it? Yeah, only rated, never flown it. So, if I was to go fly it, I have a rating for it, but I'd have to do some sort of differences course. It'd probably be a couple of sim sessions or something like that. Oh yeah, we can continue climbing. VNAV Path. It's gone into VNAV Path really early at that rate of climb. VNAV speed should go to VS. Cruise is 340, so that's set 3 times. Launch at 1-1-5. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. Climb thrust seems off. Set standard. Yeah, thanks. There's a click spot for that as well, isn't there? That's convenient. Set standard. Wonderful. Yes, let's perform in-flight engine testing over the mountains. Yeah, it's going to be getting quite hilly around here soon as well. What is the more on this sector? 16,100. That is high. So if something goes pop, we'll go down to 17,000 feet initially. But honestly, the sim update here, it's not had much done here. It still looks fantastic. But the sim update, I think the last one's looked at all the US national parks. I believe Jackson Hole is the only international airport inside a US national park, and the quality of the visuals coming in are spectacular. They've had increased photogrammetry and mesh modelling, and it looks amazing. I couldn't believe how good it looked on the test sector. But yeah, I don't know. I think Longcat's not here anymore, our only classic driver, but I'm not convinced by this performance. Such a low end one with such a high rate of climb. But as a package, what I love is CSS are really listening to feedback. And when I first flew it, I was a bit sort of 5 out of 10. Last time 6 out of 10. I'd put it at 7 out of 10. 10 being like identical to the real aircraft. So it's getting better. But still a bit of work to get up to sort of iFlyers level and then up to PMDGs. But I wanted to fly it today. Something different, isn't it? The logo on the glass looks good. Oh yes, the FAA certification for the windscreen. Yeah, PPG. I think it's the same as ours. Beautiful day here in Denver, northwest of Denver, I should say. And we're crossing from Colorado to Wyoming, correct? Awesome. It is a bit of a pig on FPS though, this aircraft. Let's turn the sim down slightly as well. I didn't realise you guys were on full blast. Hopefully it'll be nice and busy going into Seattle. I've not done a busy VATSIM event in absolutely ages. Yeah, it looks simply spectacular, isn't it? It's just not quite as smooth as what you get with different add-ons. Definitely an FPS hole. See, it's a bit juttery when I jump back into the cockpit. But yeah, it's a real Peter G. That's a real noted point with the 400s. It's a really flat nacelle at the bottom, far more pronounced than on the MG. When did this aircraft first fly? 80 something. I mean, I remember flying on a classic with EasyJet and British Airways. Went to Faro in 2006 or 2007. It was on a 737-300 from Luton. Stephen, it does need a livery. I was tempted to fly with one of the classic United liveries, but I don't know. I like flying Alpaca, and I've got New Sky up and running in the background. We need more pilots flying there. Right off scale, I was just thinking after watching the 732 stream that I wish you'd do a 2-sector trip with 3 airports. It's reading my mind. Yeah, I used to do a lot of that in the past, and then I sort of went to doing sort of 2 sectors as you would do in real life a little more. Back angle 10. Whereas I used to, when I first started streaming, always do sort of V sectors. Start somewhere, not sort of end up there. I think it's quite nice if you're showcasing a scenery to do that, but yeah, maybe, I mean, chat, tell me, what would you... I mean, I'd say 2 sectors are usually 20% of streams. Because of annual leave, I've got a bit more time available to do them. But what would you prefer, there and back, or like what we're doing to a V, where we sort of stop halfway and then continue in the same direction? Pete used to fly them with Speedbird a lot from London to Manchester. Somehow they fitted in a hot meal in the service. Oh, that's impressive. Hello, Tim. Introduced in 1998, if you remember. BMI incident in 89. I do remember, and I know, Tim, you lost your sister on that flight. That was telling me all about that, and obviously we always think about her, as you do every day. But in the UK in 1998, I think it flew a little bit before that. Oh, 88, perfect. Perfect, that makes sense. Dynasty says, since the Classic was the first 7.3 to have speed trim, can you explain what that is, the difference from MCAS? Well, speed trim is a sort of speed augmentation system. It encourages you when you're hand flying to return to your in-trim speed by trimming against you. We often trim out those forces anyway. MCAS is something that's designed to lower the angle of attack when you're approaching the critical angle of attack. It's not a stall recovery tool. Obviously, it's infamous for when it was introduced to often it would take erroneous readings from the angle of attack indicator, think it's stalled, and apply nose down trim input, which was irrecoverable for the flight crew. That's been fixed. That won't happen again. The Max is now the most scrutinised aircraft ever built, and I would then go on to say one of the safest. Which obviously since then no serious incidents. So yeah, how MCAS works is it induces nose down trim the same rate as the speed trim system does to encourage you to lower the nose when you exceed a critical angle of attack. Once you've then started the recovery, lower the nose, it reverses that trim input. Now, to actually get into that situation, you need to really be messing around, essentially. There's another system on the aircraft which is also fitted to the NG. I can't forget the name now. Basically, it doubles the force on the control column. So if I'm not going to picture it because it'll disconnect the autopilot. Imagine I'm trying to maintain level flight. Oh yeah, it's inducing a bit of pitch, unfortunately. If I'm maintaining level flight, how MCAS works is you keep pulling back, you get stick shaker, keep pulling back, and then it will induce a nose down trim movement to encourage you to lower the nose. EFS, that's it. If you keep pulling, you then have something called elevator field shift, and that it doubles the control loading. Because it's all hydraulically aerodynamic loads with hydraulic controls. It doubles loading. You have no choice basically to lower the nose. So yeah, you have to be prattling around really for these systems to activate. But there we are. I digress slightly. I hope that answers your question, Dynasty. 1988 first flight the 400, flew on modern US Airways before retirement. Continental had a lot of late model classics, but only the 300 and 500. Very interesting. Steve, 2 destinations better than there and back. I think more variety that way. True. I think someone made a good comment. Both are fine. Yeah, variation is always good. Yeah, nice to see different places. But yeah, if I'm fortunate to ever get some scenery to cover, or an airport add-on, I would always do a sort of sector there and back, so we spend more time at the developers airport. Peach Jose, hi Captain. Have you ever been recognised in real life as flight leader sim after a pre-flight announcement? Yes. I've been asked to see seen probably a dozen times, I'd say now. Yeah, I have no issue with that. Delta flew on Thompson 733 back in 2007 from Manchester to Gran Canaria. Loved it, but a long flight on the 300. Yeah, they crammed those seats in. I mean, this 400 has 151 seats, I think. Crammed in. Annoyingly, one of the downsides is the EFIS panel is down here, which means you have to go heads down to sort of look at the ND or zoom out like this, which is a bit of a pain. Put the weather radar tilt. Strange. I'm at +5, but it's showing returns. About -1. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. It says there's weather off to the left-hand side, but I don't think there's anything forecast. I'm going to decrease the zoom down. Well, I think I have to select traffic as well to ensure that I get traffic. Not sure. Defaults to 1 on the NG and Max. Steve, no autographs. No, I don't. No autographs for that. I don't want people to answer that. Schwab just joined as a member. Thanks, buddy. I don't know if it pinged up here or if you've joined in the last few days. Want to say love the content from a Sheffield lad in Guangzhou, China. Where it's now 3:30 in the morning. My goodness, had some typhoons here recently. Can't wait for the 757 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, Bluebird 757. That's very exciting. Fly Factor 1's all right. I think needs to receive the same love as they've done their 777V2. But yeah, the one from Bluebird looks very exciting. Is that out this year? I think it's supposedly. Steve wears a comedy moustache now to disguise his identity on flights. Brilliant. I had a moustache. I'm sure a lot of members will remember the banter I received, but it is now departed. My wife would never be happy with me having one of those. If we have another lockdown, I might grow out of that. I liked it because I looked like a World War II fighter pilot. I did. I pulled it off somehow. Well, I thought I did. Right, we're coming up to a little waypoint in 6 miles at Darth. That's where the previous controller, the only controller, cleared us to. We'll do a little fuel and time check, seeing that we took minimum block fuel. Solitaire. On my test sector, I think I was saving tons. Let's have a look here. So 20 minutes into the flight we should be 19. Okay, the time's accurate. 4.5 tons of fuel, and we have, yeah, it's way off. 5.3 tons on board. We've saved 800 kilos of fuel, even though I took standard block fuel. Fuel burn should be 1.9. Fuel used is 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, we saved 500 kilos in 20 minutes. So yeah, something's not right. I've got a CSS sim brief profile. This says we're burning, or should burn. I think this profile's correct. Yeah, 2.5, I believe this. Heavy aircraft, old 400. According to this, we're burning about 1.8, like less than the max. I'm not entirely convinced that the performance is quite right in the climb, and the fuel burn is off. Having said that, the takeoff and landing dynamics do feel quite nice. So, there we are. Should do a special Movember charity live stream series, make a killing if there was a final Tash reveal. I need more than a month for 8 to grow Tash. Dynasty, I still remember playing FS 2004 on the default 734, thinking those tiny CRT PFD NDs are technologically advanced. I know. Gosh, I'm going to try and find who remembers the sound of those engines. They were so unique. Let's have a look here. FS 2004 737 400. See if I can find the sound. Oh my gosh, I found Billy Bobby, a video from 16 years ago. Do you want to watch a video from Microsoft Flight Sim 2004? Just turn the music off. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh, he's got a Qantas. Probably downloaded this from AvSim. Oh, look at the parking brake press period.
I'm going to show you the basic. We'll add a bit of release brake.
Oh my god, can you hear those engines?
Hard to get right on.
I don't want commentary, I just want those engine sounds. But I heard them a little bit. That's what I just see. Oh my goodness, look at this. That voice! Oh my gosh. That voice. Lower the sim sounds, yeah, you're right. Oh, that's. Some people in chat won't even recognise this. It's got the Morse identifier stuck on. Turn that off. Look at the rain effects and the 2D panels. Can't quite hear the engines though. See if he uses reversers. This is what it was like. This is what I used to do. And then the virtual, you had a 3D cockpit. I think he's got some sort of sound pack. God, how could he fly the entire approach with the... oh, sorry, I didn't realise you couldn't see it. He flew the entire approach with the identifier on. I just want to hear the takeoff sounds. I'll try and find it here. There we go. Oh, someone's put stupid music in it. Right, I give up. Why would someone put music on? Anyway. Go download FSX if you can and play it. Maybe I should do it for a bit of fun stream for the nostalgia. Anyway, here we are in the 21st century. Well, that wasn't the 21st century, but a quarter of the way through. Flying over Colorado. Absolutely stunning. Did a good job of all the window heat power cables, I guess they are. Yeah. Then we got FS95 with flickering scenery. Well, I remember in 2002 and 2004, like if you zoomed far in the distance, like the terrible quality you had for the scenery that was close to you was even worse. It was all blurry. FS 2000 Concorde stream, yeah, I remember having that on the... I never had FS 2000. 2002 was my first simulator. Plus one for the nostalgia stream. I'll have to use FSX though. So I think 2004 you have to... I remember looking at it in the past, you have to download some sort of file and burn the CDs or something. Anthony, how long have you been in chat, buddy? I hope you're doing well. You're boarding in 20 minutes. Real streamer, brilliant. Safe flight. You in Minneapolis, sir? Oh, Steve, you saw a video with clips from every flight sim. Amazing how much we've covered. Yeah. How many hours we spent there knowing no better? Absolutely. I mean, I remember being in secondary school and getting a copy of PC Pilot when they previewed FSX. And the jump from 2004 to FSX was huge. Absolutely huge. And it was like 3D graphics. You know, back then you needed a £2,000 PC to run it. Wow. Oh gosh, oh, I didn't realise that. Are England playing the third place playoffs today? Since we've been kicked out, I've lost all interest. I had no idea. 10 o'clock tonight. Okay, an hour and 20 minutes. I had no idea. Just seeing there. Could make 7 changes. Well, yeah. I best do another overnight long haul because I brought the Norwegian fans home. Maybe I do Concorde from Atlanta. Where are they playing their third place playoff? Flying back to Heathrow from Concorde. FSX, yeah. Prepared. I never flown Prepared or the Steam Edition. Yeah, I think that's what when I started the channel. I had the Steam Edition. Yeah, Steve Jackson, yeah, you need a £3 PC easily to run it. Flight Sim has always brought PCs to its knees. It's asking a lot of the system, isn't it? Having stopped beating France is more important than winning the tournament, is it not? That's true. Nearly halfway on our first sector, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream so far. Don't forget to like. If you're just watching in the background, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content. Watch a non-classic certified 737 pilot fly the classic in the all-white livery of 9 Hotel Romeo Uniform November run. Now I look forward to flying into Seattle with ATC. The VATS event starts at 2200 Zulu, so in about 2 hours time from now. Ava says, I think you need to stream fly the 737 with a PS5 controller. How about no? Yeah, William, nobody really cares for third place match though. I'm usually against France, except when they play against England. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound unpatriotic, but yeah, I mean, I don't watch football unless it's the Champions League final and I've got nothing else on. And the World Cup or the Euros. I used to massively be into football. I just, in my sort of early 20s, just went off it. Chelsea supporter, I'm afraid. I couldn't even tell you the lineup of Chelsea now. I could tell you the Chelsea lineup of the 2008 squad. Didier Drogba, Anelka at the front. Used to play FIFA as well. FIFA a lot. My father used to support Newcastle, so when I was a kid he used to dress me up in the black and white striped jersey with the Newcastle Ale sponsorship. No, I don't play in the Sunday League, not so. Stuart Yates, yeah, I'm not really into rugby, I'm afraid. Again, if the Six Nations is on, and you know, I've got quite an afternoon, I might put it on, but I don't really know what's going on when I watch it. Formula 1 is my sort of go-to sport. Spa this weekend, isn't it? I did watch the qualifying, but I won't mention anything in case anyone's watching on playback. But yeah, nice to be off to watch it. Been a very quiet annual leave actually. We haven't been away anywhere, as the members certainly know, and the regular viewers and whatnot. My wife is, along the words of, let's say, heavily pregnant, and which you are second in the coming weeks. Within, I'm not going to say, but it's not long to go. But there might be a period around next month, and a week or two I won't be doing anything. So we get used to the 2 under 2 situation. Very excited. Very excited. Listen to me, you know what? I've never been to an F1 race. I have been to the Silverstone Classic, which is really cool, and they had all the classic Grand Prix races and classic car racing going on. Gonna have a little boy for the second one, so yeah, I'm gonna go to F1 races, air shows. I can't wait. Well, I won't take my daughter to those things, but yeah, so I've actually never flown myself to Cyprus, only on holiday. Never flown myself. William, can I plug a promising upcoming realistic airline sim tycoon game? Not affiliated, but playing in the playtest. I can just say the Steam game name, but want to know if I'm allowed. Yeah, absolutely, William. Tell me what it is. I've historically liked tycoon games years ago when I was in my sort of early or late teens. I love tycoon games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, all the Tropico series. I played again. A lot of people actually last stream were saying, "Oh, when are you going to stream on the second channel again, on the gaming channel?" But the thing is, they're really easy to set up. But I always try to stream on the main channel where I can. Brianovsky, you went to Montreal in 2002. Very cool. No, I've not been. Love to. Itching to scratch it. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Coming in 79 months as a member. Cheers. It's 6 years. Thank you so much for your support for your period, for the entire period. Really appreciate it, buddy. William, it's called Skyline Sim. What I've seen looks really promising. Waited a long time for such a game. Let's have a look. Skyline Sim. Yeah, years and years and years ago, God, I'm talking over 20 years ago, there was an airport sim game I played on the PC. It was really cool. Skyline Sim. Yeah, Airport Tycoon would be really good. Here we are. Skyline Sim is an upcoming single-player airline management game launching on Steam after months of development. Let's have a look here. Share it. Looks cool. Oh, it's more an airline management. Oh, I'd like an airport management one where you have to build all the airport. There are two games, but they're sort of in 2D, but that just looks quite cool.
Well,
okay. That's something I need to stream. That's actually improving. I know the reviews have been mixed overall and poor to start with, but I think they've got a new developer now. Well, not a new developer, a new... Oh, what's the word? Something backing it with it, which means they're doing periodic updates or something. Cool. Yeah, I might take a look. Thanks for your subscription there, Amix Cohen. Welcome aboard. Having store, you can build questionable airports and city skylines. Yes, I remember that. And the aircraft started going the wrong way. Right, are those the Rockies ahead? Yeah, cool. Look at that, flying right along this range. I do excuse my lack of US geographical knowledge, but that looks stunning ahead. Yeah, it looks cool, William Bosch. Have a look. Awesome. Right, guys, what I'm going to do, because we're not too far from top of descent, is nip to toilets. And then we'll start setting up for the approach. So, how long have we got here? Yeah, 80 miles. It'll be a quick toilet break, guys, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Cheers. Well, sorry about that, guys. It took a little bit longer than I envisaged. We'll go into too much detail. I'm a bit of a gut roll. I'm alright now. See how we get on after landing, guys, but don't want to have to do it to one sector stream. Okay, well, very quickly, but yeah, I won't go into any more detail. And top percent's a lot closer than I was planning. Right then, from 250 below 10,000 in, let's punch in the forecast winds, which I think you have to do manually. Someone saying ATC called, that can't be right. There's no ATC in this area. Get the descent winds in. So 310, 200 and 100. I don't think there's any ability to subscribe. Any ability to sync this information from SimBrief. So let's get the winds in. 220 at 10. Oh, nice, genteel today. 20,000 feet. 220 at 10. Oh, hold on. Is that the same then? 229 at 31. Sorry. Whether this makes any impact on the VNAV in the aircraft, I have no idea, but we'll punch it anyway. 220 at 10 for this one. 10,000 feet is 2778. Altimeter setting. I tried putting in inches of mercury in my test sector. It didn't work. It was a different, a completely free VNAV. So what I'm going to do is basically look at the weather here. So 3403. So they're going to be most likely using runway 19 with tailwind, because that's the preferred runway in use looking online. And the altimeter is 3029. That's 1026. Do I dare look at chat right now? I don't think I want to. Right, QNH is in, and sort of looking here, I can't see. Oh no, I think it does generate a new top descent. Looks like something sort of disappears and comes back. Runway 19 then. 10 and 4 miles, lovely day. Oh, where's my top descent? Oh, there it is. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't go there for 10 minutes. Declaring a medical emergency. Hey, it is what it is. Coming in there. There's no stars in Jackson Hole. Okay, so the flight plan basically takes us direct to the Dunwar VOR at 117.2. Reset MCP altitude. So we'll go straight down to the MSA at 12.7. I'll set 13,000 feet. VNAV should automatically start its descent for us. 13,000 feet is set, and down she goes. I have to say, nice and smooth look, really smooth with the initiation of descent, retard. There's a lot of add-ons which are a bit guilty of not being so smooth. Hold on, I think because I was smoothing my... Yeah, they're idle thrust now. So yeah, I noticed on the test sector, idle thrust holds the path and speed quite nicely, which is pretty good. Stream is part of my sound blast. Steve, yeah, they were messing. There's no ATC online here at all, and I've got no calls. Alright, so 13,000 feet. We can then step down to 11,000 feet to be level at Zibiv. 9,800. So this segment here keeps you a little bit high, but we have to stay that high because of the terrain. So we need to bring our speed back with flaps, and then go to Zozov, step down to 9,800 because of the terrain, keeps you very high, but it's a beautiful approach, and then via Zozov to one route. DME required for lock only. Interesting. RNAV1 GPS required, not installed. Well, okay, what choice do I have? Do I have to get vectors? Oh no, I'd have to do ILS Yankee. I think this is the procedural. I have to do Yankee because Zulu. I've got no choice. Yeah, I've got to, because Zulu requires GPS. Yankee is the conventional sort of transition. Alright, that's fine. We'll do it for realism's sake. That'll be via Delta November Whiskey. Or Quirt. There we are. There we are. So Quirt to Trips. And that's not really flying the VNAV path off because you've still got the same restrictions. So in between Dunwar and Quirt we can't go below 11,000. This is a bug though, look at this. Quirt is still showing Mach numbers right up to Trips. Trips, Mach 0.72. Really? 250 below 10,000 feet, but it's showing a Mach number when I'm at 10,200 feet. What's it doing now? Oh. Unbelievable, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's on path, but speed, added thrust to recover the speed, but it's now overshot the speed by 10 knots. Interesting. I'll keep an eye on that. So what I'm gonna, well, just to make sure it's not doing anything funky, is reduce the speed from Mach 0.72 on the extended centre line at 13 miles, or 12 miles, whatever the distance is from the threshold. So, I don't know, something sensible. Yeah, it's a bit broken in these regards. There we are. But still, look, it reckons it quirked Mach 0.72 and then 3.7 miles later, 180 knots. Impressive. Yeah, it just needs a bit of fine tuning. Anyway, we'll see how it gets on. Quirt trips, FATMO's on the extended centre line, descend on the ILS, which will tune now 109.1. I'll put it to manual. 109.1. Course is 187. 187, and the minimums then. So 7,077 feet. Now you'd definitely not set this as a radio altimeter, so I'll just set it to something like that. But to get the minimums cool, I think you've got to set this to something. So I don't know how you disable that and make the call out based off the barrow. So we'll just base that on 7,077 feet. We won't get the minimums cool. Alright, frequencies, courses, and minimums are all set. Alright, RVR needed 1.5 statute miles, I think that is. With flat 40 speed then, Mach 0.5, yeah, something's not right, something's not right. Cool, let's look at the landing performance. Yeah, it just, I need to listen to feedback here. Look, I can't. I have to use this. Look, so you have to do this all manually again. KJAC. It's the 21st century, 2026. Why do I have to put this in manually? Flat 40, anti-ice off, bleeds on, MEL none. Why do you want the thrust weight rating for takeoff? Wind direction then. It's 3403. Click, 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 click. Improved climb. This is all takeoff stuff here. Temperature is 24. Altimeter 1025. Okay. Maximum landing weight 56.3. High gradient 0.6. This is all. It's all rubbish information. There's nothing here that's useful. You can tell me my landing anyway, but you're not giving me any distances or anything. Anyway, sim brief to the rescue. If that works. I mean, well, I say to the rescue, it provided erroneous information for takeoff, that's for sure. Right, I'll move that over there. Let's have a look at landing then. Runway 19, flat 40, calculate. There we are. Weight's 53.5, 54.9. So flat 40, automating max, guys. Factor landing distance is 1776 with 144 meters remaining, but 1400 actual. So very, very tight, but legal. So fuel going to burn 300 kilos. 54.7. Good, 54.7. The max landing weight of this aircraft is 4.9, so right 200 kilos below max landing weight. Lovely. Hot brakes, hot everything. There we are. And once we've landed, we'll vacate at the end at Alpha 1. What a great max. Cool. Look at this scenery loading, and there we are. And this is all the SimWorld update improvements coming in. Don't forget the elevation here is 6,500. So we're only 15,000 feet above the ground here, roughly. Okay, so interesting to see what it does with the speed here. Oh, look. So even though it's commanding Mach 0.72, we're doing 0.51. The auto throttle seems to be reducing the speed to this speed. What's the target speed right now? The buggy seems to be like 200, slowly reducing. Look, it's 203 knots. It's doing 235. That's the clean speed. Look, and this is the target speed slowly reducing. So I guess 180 at trips, but anyway, about to turn base leg. I'm not, how many track miles? 30, 60, 90. So 9,000 feet plus elevation. So it should be about 15,000 feet. I'd say we're pretty high here. Right, I might have to concentrate on this one. A, because I'm not fitting 100% of B. B, it's going to be quite a challenging approach. Hang in there. I might just make this the one sector tonight, guys. The next sector is like an hour and a half plus turnaround. I'm very sorry, but yeah, possibly Marshall. It's something definitely not right. Quirton, 10 miles time, Mach 0.72, and I've had to manually put 180 knots. I've got the localizer glide slip identified. No, I'm stupidly high. I might have to just do a little whiz round the hold. I mean, I want to be 3,000 feet above the ground at Quirt, and I'm going to be at 13,000. We're going to have to hold. Or do an orbit. Self-position. No, it's not an excuse such footy, trust me. Trust me, I want to go lay down. Anyway, this add-on's broken. Anyway, I don't think it'd be able to survive 2 sectors. I want to be ideal 11,000 feet at Quirt. Step down, but this is irrecoverable now. I've got to be careful because I'm above the MSA. This is no way. Where's the airport? Airport's down here, look. That's the airport here. I'm about 4,000 or 5,000 feet high and it's showing me perfectly on profile. It's completely broken. Sorry. Bloody broken charts. Yeah, how do I like this aircraft? It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is, I'm just looking at the approaches available here. Look, it's showing me perfectly on path, low on path, in fact 300 feet low, turning final onto localizer. I should be at 11,100 feet, I'm at 14,900, and there is no way I'm going to intercept the glide slope this high. Look at the airport up here. Way too high. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm so high I haven't even got any glide slope information. I'm trying to actually, I'm going to have to go into the go around, so I'm going to do a discontinued approach, guys, and get into the hold at Kickney. It's no way, it's so out. And it's overshooting the centerline massively. I mean, I'm so high. I mean, it looks like you could do that, but trust me, you're probably twice as high as we should be. I've got full glide slope down. Yeah, I'm gonna do a discontinued approach, especially with this terrain around. It's been the safest option. I mean, if I jam the gear down and flaps, but look at the LNAV overshoot is massive. Massive, 240 knots. Yeah, it's. Gosh, why do my charts keep coming up? Side slip. Yeah, it is no way this is way, and it's still in path, and it's not even following the path. Yeah, I'm not satisfied. Right, so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to let LNAV do its thing, but we're going to level off at the missed approach altitude. Well, we're going to climb up to it now. It's 14,000 feet. Completely put me nowhere near where I should be. So we're going to set the Mr. Pro challenge to 14,000 feet. We'll do a go around, but look at the speed. I'm just going to carefully manage this. What I'm going to do is just push out hold for a second, let the aircraft level off. Keep it in L now, which is what we want. I'm actually going to bug around the up speed. I'm already clean. And actually, you don't really want to put. You don't even need to push toga in this one. You could probably just climb up manually to 14,000. You know, if I push toga, disconnect the autopilot, could get a bit messy. So look, we're doing the missed approach now. I'm already above the up speed. Wendler, based off today's approach. Oh no, now VNAV's just joined the party. So 30 seconds ago, it showed me on path. Now it's showing me 3,500 feet. Oh, yeah, this is the safest way of doing it. So yeah, I did the test sector earlier. Actually, it was better. What's happened here? I've no idea. We followed the path all the way down from top of the descent, and it's chucked me up 5,000-6,000 feet too high. Shame. Anyway, into the go around we go. The lateral routing is going to take us towards Kickney. Let's enter the hold. And then what procedural arrivals have we got from that position? I could try this 45 180 procedure turn. That could be quite good fun. Can't do any of these. We have to do the ILS Yankee. We're going to have to do the 45. The only way we can do it. Or cell position via Moss. It's a radar fix, but right, we're about 10,000 feet, so let's do the post-cruise checks. Fuel, 4 pumps, lights. AP off, pressurization 5.0. And we're at 2,000 feet set. Right, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, we had to abandon the approach because the aircraft is not put me in a very good position. There is Jackson Hole, at least the scenery is nice. But we're going to reposition the aircraft for another approach. Thanks for your patience, guys. Somebody with the test sector always better. I wonder if changing the approach in the FMS broke it, because we changed from ILS Zulu to ILS Yankee, and ever since then VNAV just what was the path information coming from? No idea. 14 degrees, don't need any engine anti-ice. So the hold is quite a way away actually. So you know what? Just increase the zoom here. Yes, 20 miles. What I'm going to do is self-position for another approach via Dunois. We're above the MSA in this sector. It's 12,700. So ILS Yankee via Moss. Okay, execute legs. Moss to the top. Execute. No, it's complete. No, oh no, it's good. It's good. It's got the missed approach. But VNAV is now again showing me, or has not updated based off of the information the FMC. And it's still showing 34,000 feet, and it's descending. Come on, CSS. Now what's it doing? It's just gone full left after I executed the flight plan. And I've lost lateral. Nah. Well, I think I broke my control column. Right, okay. I think I think we need to go back to the drawing board here. At least it's flying sort of normally. Minus the control column showing full left. I mean, if I was flying around, what's Jim's control column like? Oh no, Jim's the same. Yeah, it's broken. It ain't usable. Oh my. Oh no, it is pitching up. Gosh, I thought I was losing control there. Right, that's really off-putting. Can I? At least I could lower it. Right, it's not happy with it. Oh, I can't. FMS is broken, guys. Yeah, FMS is broken. Yeah, it's proper crashed. Execute. Oh no, it's back. L nav available. I've got no flight director in roll. No, it's everything's glitching. The FMS is glitching. I've got no fly director in roll. It's hand flying okay. The auto throttle's still in maintaining speed. I mean, yeah. Can't recommend this aircraft, guys. Sorry. You know, they very kindly gave it to me, but they need to. I mean, I've flown it twice more, and I've never had these issues. But the FMS is just. I'm just gonna turn off the flight directors here because they're not providing anything useful. Right, look, we'll do a raw data approach. Okay, so what we're gonna. That's really. I can't see. It's a Moss. I can descend down to 12,700 feet. It's a good job I'm not online. Well, I won't be able to do a second sector anyway. It's just nothing's working. Right. At least the controls are working. Yeah, that's true. Right, so I'm going to go to Moss. So essentially, I'm going to go to Moss, step down to 12,700, then 11,000. I'll do a better job than the flipping autopilot on this add-on, that's for sure. I think the speed's sort of broken as well. Oh no, it's sort of. Yeah, okay. Turned into a sim check. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go direct to Dunwar VOR. At least it's VMC. Oh, it's completely broken. It's frozen. Ah! Oh, it is sort of half working. It's very slow. Right, that's 12,000. 12,800. Oh no, actually no, we're going to. Yeah, I'm happy with visual. We can send down to 11,100. That's fine. 11,100. Yeah, it's broken. The aircraft is broken. Anyway, for your entertainment, you can watch me fly the approach. Anyway. Yeah, it's something's crashed or something's gone wrong. Ever since I changed the approach in the FMS, it weren't happy. Alright, platform then 11,100 for this part to Delta November Whiskey. Yeah, the VNAV path's completely frozen. Still on standard, that doesn't help. Alright. We are below the MSA, but yeah, we're getting quite high to this terrain. It's got a 12.2 mile, it's quite a long base like here. So yeah, if you're an IMC you wouldn't go as low as I am now, and I'm way below the MSA, but the next altitude's 11,100, so I'm visual, just stepping down early. No, it's only a slight fault. Yeah, it's good fun for the raw data, eh? Well, presumably we'll get an ILS. No idea what the pitch and power setting is for the 400. It is still, it's sort of it's rolling left on its own, like no input. It's rolling left. Got much thrust difference. And the trim doesn't do anything as well. The trim is so slow. Yeah, doesn't help. The control column's full left. It's not sequencing the waypoints, I don't think either. What do I disconnect and reconnect the yoke? Yeah, I don't know. No, because look, yoke's still working fine. It's just the physical position. I don't think that's the issue. Controls are working fine. Someone asking about this. Mount Spadgy, yeah, off eBay, 3D printed. Anyway, there's 11,100. Start that left turn base leg now. Actually, you know what? It actually hand flies really nicely. Bit of back pressure to maintain altitude in the turn. Yeah, it does fly like a 7.3. That's the sort of saving grace, I suppose. And it's not sequencing the waypoints, look, anyway. So if you look at the FMS, we've passed Delta November Whiskey, but it's now increasing the distance to Delta November Whiskey instead of sequencing to QWERT. So yeah, it's going to go idle now, start extending flaps. Yeah. Enjoy the scenery though, lads. Lads and ladettes. It looks very nice. I'm not entirely convinced by the drag model as well. Come on, Sam. A little bit off-putting with the control button not in the right position. It seems to slow. Like I'm at that's idle. It slows down very, very slowly. There's flat one anyway. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Thrust lever angle dictates the gear warning horn with all flap settings, except the landing flap, of course. It's just finding it difficult to scan. Right, we'll do about 2. Right, we'll start reducing to 180 knots. Right. Boomy Mr. Zebo streams. Me too. Right, the trim is just it takes ages. I'm still trimming. There we go. Right. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The test sector was glorious. Much better. But I think we've suffered some sort of WASM crash now. What? Why is it? I don't know. Right. We can now step down to 10,200 feet. Shut up. Turning base to final. Trimming just takes so long. I'm still trimming. I'm still trimming. It's still not in trim. Still not in trim. She's in trim. Right, 10,200. We can do until 13.6 DME. Not that I can see DME. Got no glide slip information. I can't. I've got no DME. Is it? Got a pretty circles and rings. Oh, the localizer is. We've lost the glide slope. We've got no glide slope information. Localizer is working. Yeah, something's completely broken. Oh no! Oh, glide slope has just literally come alive now at a distance of about 12 miles, 1 dot. Okay, good. Yes, this is interesting. Alright, glide slope coming up, captured 14,000 feet. I hope it's still set. Right, it's a heading up display, that's just what I wanted. One raw data ILS. Yeah, WASM crash then? The displays are actually updating though. PFD and ND is good. IVSI, well the VSI and the Altimeter is all fine. Yeah. Get out, flight 15. I think you can shut off that horn. Oh my god, the amount of nose trim I'm having to handle. Oh my gosh, the trim change for flat 15 is huge. Still not in trim. Still not. There we go. That's about 15 seconds. Oh, come on, CSS. I want this to be good. Landing checklist. Is there much point doing it? Star switch is continuous. Recall check. Speed brake is. Principal can't work it. Arm green light. Landing gear down through green. I'm not flying the aeroplane. Look. I've just sort of given up. Want to brake is back set. Holding flaps. What's the wind? Yeah, that's a check ride fail. I find it's the drag model, I don't know. I've been idle for quite some time now. Flat 40. Oh, lower the nose, come on. It's just the trim change is huge. So I'm trying to fly it like an MG, I guess, but I've flown the classics before, like the IXEG. I mean, I've flown this aircraft previously and it found it okay. 36, now fly 42. Alright. Check's complete. So target attitude, probably around what we're looking at here. It's quite high up. To give me a descent of about 700 feet per minute, it's about 2.5 degrees nose up for flat 40. See, I'm used to 0 on the NG and Max. That's a really high nose up attitude to what I'm used to. Anyway, speed's good. Just getting used to this different picture. Checked. Jackson traffic Alpaca 1807, short final, ILS Yankee 190. Alright. Press B. I have pressed the magic B button. Press it again. Oh, great. Checked. Alright. Speed's good. Now, it actually flies now really nicely. Nice control inputs. Oh my goodness, there's someone. I think we'll log off about someone doing a circuit at about 100 feet. Yeah, it actually hand flies very nicely. This is one of the biggest positives. Show about everything else. Alright, perfect. Looking good. 100 checked.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Yeah, it flies nice. Don't float here, so. Okay, speed brakes up. Oh, don't tell me this reverse spining's not working either. Is it working? No, I'm just gonna go on reverse. No reverse. Oh, come on, the brakes. Oh, I got max manual braking now. Oh. The brakes are there. This is fuse melting territory here. Ooh, max manual and just vacating. Okay, perfect. I don't know if I had reverses or not. I didn't see any amber lights come up. They worked on my test sector again. Perfect use of runway length, yeah. Well, welcome to Jackson Hole, ladies and gentlemen. The input to set reverse. No, the reverse bindings are here, look. That's what I've been using for the last 9 years. But something's not working there, I don't know. Seeing the whole aircraft's... Yeah. Oh, no, there it is. No, they are going. So why didn't I get the lights? No, I've got reverser unlocked. Something isn't right. Yeah, the brakes would be smoked. Absolutely. Yeah, alright. Well, look. I was very kind to... I rented the aircraft when I was first released. And I said it needed a lot of work. And then we flew it again 6 months ago and it was better. Today, I'm sure, had we not changed the approach in the FMC, the root cause of this was changing the approach in the FMC. We changed from ILS Zulu to ILS Yankee, and from then onwards, just the information available in the FMC was completely wrong. I'll put it this way: our current gross weight is 4 tons, less, well, around a Cessna 152, and everything was broken since then. The control column position, thankfully, it flew quite nicely, but yeah, the foundation is here. They need to build on it, and they need the FMS needs a lot of work. They need to sort of get them to test it and try things like change approaches in the FMS, update VNav paths and things like that, because it can't deal with that, and it is complex to code this. I remember Zebo telling me years ago, and PMDG had its issues on release, but that works really well. But yeah, at the moment it flies well. The takeoff and handling dynamics are nice, which is a real plus point. Let's just get the automation and even the autopilot's good. Like it reacts correctly. The FMS and the LNAV VNav is what it needs to work on. Anyway, look, we'll just take a stand here. Papa 6. No, let's just have Frontier. Get this APU up and running. I don't know if we've had a WASM crash though, because the aircraft is sort of working. Oh, I shot my turns. Yeah, pilot says this plane still has bugs when FMC input change data during flight, so make a hole on the ground. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. We changed the approach, and just after that, it's just nope. The FMC information was completely wrong. You know, trying to get me to Mach 0.72 on base leg. Interesting. It's a shame. Guys, just because of the state of the aircraft, I am gonna change it to 1 sector plus, as I mentioned earlier. I've got a rumbling stomach. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but perfect today. Right, rest of the cleanup. Yeah, the trim needs completely reworking. There's no... The speed is far... Well, the trim will be spinning quicker, but the actual rate of change is good, but the stabilizer is not effective. Don't forget we're moving that entire stabilizer. And it's just not trimming the aircraft. There's one point on the approach, I think when I get down flat 15, it's trimming for about like 15 seconds or something. Right, anyway. 2 blues, 1 red. Engines dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jackson Hole. Beautiful approach, beautiful airport. But ain't the best aircraft. Right, we best call the engineer about that. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. That was an adventure. Alright. See what signs off, anti-coal. Let's get GSX requested boarding.
Requested.
Wonder what New Sky is going to have graded me for that approach. There we go. The stupid door chonking sounds as well. Perfect. There we are. Oh, the exterior model looks really nice. What a beautiful part of the world. Who knows? I'll have to fly here one day. Let's have a look here in chat. Well, actually, let's have a look at New Sky first. Put it together, look. Right, okay. That's wrong. Fuel used is 2,000 kilos lower, even though I did a missed approach. Yeah, the fuel burn is off. For goodness sake. Yeah, it's just nothing. None of it is registering correctly. Stall warning for 7 seconds. When?
Passenger's bus is tired.
Just no. Yeah, we're retiring over immediate effect. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, it's not registering on New Sky. Right then, let's have a look here in chat. Well, say goodbye to your tight rain. So yeah, I've been fired after that flight. Oh dear. KDEN conversation here. It was not. No, it wasn't a WASM crash, but something went wrong with the aircraft. That's for sure. Plane still had the bugs and FMC input. Yeah, I saw that comment there. Good. Yeah, landing was all right, but goodness me, I don't know what happened to reverses. I've got it set to max reverse, but it seems like I selected them, and the reverser buckets didn't open, or something along those lines. But there we are. The jitter line looks like a food whisk, said Steve. Yeah, did look wrong. Blame it on GSX. Yeah, I should have done that. Oh dear. Yeah, look. So it didn't go to plan. All right, unfortunately. And what we suffered from, who knows what the root cause was. We're pretty confident it was to do with when we changed the approach, but regardless, the information after we put it there was unusable, and then the control couldn't be yanked over. And actually, look, I've just realised something. Look at the ailerons. Full up and full down, which obviously isn't the case because it flew straight and level. But look, I was very fortunate to get a copy of this for free, but you know, I'm not going to be saying it any different if I get a review copy. You know, I'll always be honest with these aircraft. It needs work. It's an expensive option. Thankfully, you've got the ability to rent it, but for the money you have to pay full price, it's a lot for an aircraft that's in this current state. You know, if you don't change the FMS, I ran a test sector, we've flown it before. It's all okay, and you get accurate information. But at the moment, they need to really work hard on improving this add-on with regards to the FMS logic and the flight path. The trim stabilizer needs changing as well, because the trim makes minimal input. But positives, it flew nicely. You know, the pitch and power was good when I turned the nose drops. Flare takeoff was like the 737 engine max, which have flown obviously. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, guys, if you missed about 45 minutes ago, I had to nip off. Not feeling 100%. I'm alright. I could crack on, but my stomach's churning a little bit. I don't know why, but I think with the fact that I was planning a second sector of this aircraft, I'd have to reload anyway. I am just going to call it a night, just a sector to Jackson. I'm really sorry if anyone was planning on joining me in Seattle, but it's a long sector for me. It's about an hour 40, 2-hour block time for the second flight, so I am going to wrap it up today and call it a night. You know, so I do apologise for that. I will look at this aircraft again once they've done some work on it. They've updated things, but in its current state, there's no flexibility. You know, if runway changes or you change your SID or star, it seems to completely break the FMS. So yeah, I will call it a day in that regard. But look, I'm very grateful to receive the aircraft from CSS, and I look forward to the updates. They've got a sound update going, which looks like it will greatly improve things. But until then, they've got a lot of work to do to get it up to anywhere near the level of iFly 737 Max, and even more so to get it up to the MDG. But it's usable, you know. So if you're desperate to fly the 400, certainly offline, yeah, it is an aircraft you can enjoy, at least in that regard. Anyway, guys, look, we are going to call it a day today. Sorry about that. Your body's your body. This reminds me of a stream. I've never had to do this mid-stream, but about 4 or 5 years ago, I had to cancel stream about 15 minutes before because I had an upset stomach. But I feel better than then. But yeah, I'm not going to crack on. I'm not going to crack on, and you can hear me moan all the time. But look, it's been fun. It's been emotional. We've had a good laugh today in the 400. I ended up doing a raw data RLS, which is some good banter. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. To all the members, as usual, thank you very much for your continued support, and all to the subscribers in the background, thank you very much for coming in today and saying hello. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching in the background. Stay up to date, and I'll see you on another live stream very, very soon. Cheerio, bye bye.
Passengers reporting starting.